Hi, I'm Jerry King, host of the show From the Ground Up. I'd like to welcome to you our show today. What we're going to be talking about is body language on a horse and our body language towards the horse. How important it is that we read their body language and how important it is that we place ourselves in the correct position so that that horse can read our body language to see us not as a threat, but as a friend and as someone they can trust. To start off with, training a horse, any age horse, starts when you open this door. When you open this door, then the training starts. When I go in to get a young horse that I'm not familiar with, I read this horse's body language so he can tell me what he's feeling, how he feels for me, what he may be scared of, what I might need to be aware of to keep from getting injured with a horse that I'm not familiar with. So I'm going to walk up to this horse. You watch, she turns around a little bit. She's a little bit scared and worried. So I'm going to walk to this horse right where the cinch goes, is the spot that I'm going to go to. This way I don't drive her backwards, I don't drive her forward. See, she feels the comfort of me here. I'll bring my right hand around her neck. I do everything smooth and slow to give this horse the security that I'm not a tiger and fixing to eat him. But body positioning, when I walked in here, most people want to walk right up to a horse's head. If I had, the horse would have backed up. If I'd have walked to his butt, then he'd have ran forward. So I felt this horse out as I walked up to him to see what would cause this horse to stand still and be comfortable. So the positioning that I went to this horse allowed this horse to say, okay, it's okay to stand here. He's not fixing to bother me. I didn't drive him forward. I didn't drive him backwards. I didn't drive him away from me. I let that horse be comfortable. So this is the first thing that I do with a horse. I want to feel him out before I get into any kind of training. She's a little funny about her head there, so I'm not much at loving on one, but I want her to know that I'm okay, that we can be buddies. Not be pets, but be buddies. Okay? So she feels pretty good there. Now I'm going to take her out. And I don't want her darting out ahead of me. I want her waiting on me and watching me for the cue. She jumped out there a little bit, so I stopped her. So hey, let's just wait right here. We're going to do this again because I want her coming out. To keep her from getting hurt or from hurting me, she needs to come out in a relaxed manner. I want to pull her around. I always try to center them up in the hole so that they don't hit their flank on the post. See her step out a little bit better this time. See, she's a little more relaxed that time. So I'm going to walk them here to the tie spot. If she's a little nervous or worried about it, I'll let her stand for a second. Okay? Every horse needs a good foundation, and that's where I come in from the ground up.
I'm Dr. Brian Garrett, the Animal Hospital of Fayetteville and Windsor Farm, and we provide reproductive lameness services as well as general and routine procedures. And we would be happy to help you produce your next champion. And for reproductive, we offer embryo transfer, frozen semen storage, frozen semen collection, as well as cooled semen insemination, stallion collection and shipping. Give us a call and contact us at 910-323-1535 or look up Dr. Brian Garrett on Facebook. Looking forward to talking with you soon.
I stop her here. I want her comfortable. Where I'm carrying her, I want her to be comfortable. So I'm going to walk her past my tie spot. This is my tie spot here for her safety and relaxation and for my safety that I'm not trapped in a corner. Then I'm going to turn her around and face her up to it. To start with, I'll use this kind of tie to be sure that she understands, because I don't know where this horse ties or not. So I want to bring her here. I don't want her to get her hurt, but I want to be able to tie her. So the first thing I'll do with a horse like this is then I'll start rubbing them down. To be sure that they're okay with me patting them, working under their belly. She pulls around her butt around too, I'm going to push it back because my safety is number one. So I'm going to keep her pulled around here to me. I'm going to feel her all over before I ever try to put a saddle or anything on her. I'll even pat on her a little bit. And you notice that everything I'm doing, I'm staying away from her face. I'm not real big at rubbing on a horse's face and around their muzzle. It promotes nibbling and biting. So I want to rub them all over, be sure that they're okay. This horse seems to be pretty relaxed right now, so I'm fixing to get a blanket. Now when I put a blanket on a horse for the first time, or a saddle, I want to move him around so that his butt is off of me so that I'm safe. I have somewhere to go in case he was to pull back. First time I put a blanket on a horse, I'm just going to chunk it right on him. Because I've already desensitized him with my hands and rubbed him all over. So I want him to go ahead and understand the rest of his life, this is the way he's going to get his blanket put on him. Starts today. I'm going to do everything I do today will be the same thing that I'm going to do the rest of his life. What I expect out of him and what he can expect out of me to act. So when I walk up with a saddle, see she jumped a little bit, so I stopped for just a second. And I throw the saddle on. I flop it around a little bit. If they feel a little bit uncomfortable with it, I'll pull it back off and I'll chunk it again. She's standing against the wall there a little bit, so I'll move her off of it just a little bit. I don't want them propping up against the wall, feel like they're getting away from me. I want them to stand out here in open ground where they have all the freedom and they don't feel trapped. When I first put a cinch on one, I like to pull it up against her belly. I hold the saddle horn with one hand, hold the cinch with the other hand, and I pull it up and I release. Then I pull it up and I release. What this is showing this horse, he's getting to feel the pressure of the cinch, but at the same time, I'm not trapping him. He knows there is relief with the saddle also. Like I said, everything we do here is the foundation of what we're going to do with this horse for the rest of his life. So I'm going to pull the cinch up, and then I'm going to let it back down again. I'm going to pull it up where it's a little bit snug, and I'm going to leave it there for just a second. Let her feel it. I'm going to reach down and do my back cinch. Back cinch is always the last thing. This one's a little long. It was on a big horse earlier. So I'm going to bring it around and adjust it. She starts moving. I want to take hold of her and tell her to stop. I want her to be still while I'm doing this, not moving around. That's what I'm going to expect with her 6 months from now and a year from now. Well, it's been a good day working horses. I think I'm fixing to go to the village station and get me a steak. Whether I'm in the mood for a big juicy steak with excellent flavor or tender ribs, I come to the village station. And it is just like always, perfect, cooked perfect, flavored, exactly like I like them. One thing sets this place apart is the great atmosphere, customer service, and distinguished flavor. To be still while I'm saddling her up. So that's what I'm going to do with her. A lot of people like to walk up under a horse's neck because they're scared of getting kicked. There's no telling how many thousands that I've walked behind and I've never had any trouble out of it. Because if you walk up under a horse's neck, if he pulls back, he only has one place to go, that's back on top of you. Very seldom will a horse kick you if he knows you're there and you just casually walk behind him. So many people don't want to walk up and start bumping on one, say, hey, I'm here, you know what, making a big deal out of it. So what they're doing, they're making a big deal out of moving around this horse. So everything I do, I trust a young horse just like I do an old horse. As long as he knows I'm here, I'm going to walk behind him. And I'm going to walk close. Then when I come over here, I'm going to push him back around off of me. I expect him to push around off of me. That's what I'll do to start with. Then when I take this horse off of this wall, I want to pull him in a circle towards me, and I want to move his feet. I want all of his feet to move. I want him to be comfortable right here. If he's not comfortable here, he's not going to be comfortable when I get out in the arena. I want to feel him around. I'm going to do it both ways. See this front end? There you go. See how he moved that front end around? I want him moving all four legs the same. Just like this. She got a little Gucci when I touched her there. But that's okay. See how she flipped her head up when I reached up for her? She's not sure what's going on. So I just do enough petting on her for her to understand I'm not trying to hit you, but I don't go to loving on the face, okay? Some people like to give horses treats to get them to do the job. I personally am not a treat person, because if I bring this horse treats, then I'm telling that horse that he's the alpha and I'm feeding him. And everybody wants a happy horse. If you want a happy horse, he needs to be understanding that you're the alpha, you're the one in control. If you'll watch the television programs with the wild animals, the wild horses, the dogs or cats, the one that's ill is the one that's the alpha, because he's worried about losing his spot. The rest of them are happy, because if this horse knows that you're the alpha, he has no decisions to make except to follow you. That's all he has to do. He doesn't worry about where he's eating, where he's going. All he has to do is follow you, because I'm the one who makes those decisions. So I'm the one who's the alpha. So this horse is much happier if he understands that I'm the alpha. I'm going to take care of it. There's no worry. You don't have to worry about anything that's going on in life, because I'm taking care of you. If he was the alpha, he would be ill. I want something to eat now. I want this. I want that. I want that. Where by being the follower, he always just looks for me to understand and explain to him what he's going to do that day. So that's what makes a happy horse, not the loving. If you want to love and love on a horse, you start here and you go to the back. That's the direction. Do enough here to clean him up and get him where he's not head shy, and then leave his head alone. Now I'm fixing to take him out into the arena and move him around on the ground.
Hey, my name's Brian Barefoot, 11-time International Finals rodeo qualifier. I rodeoed for a living all over the country, and I've fed about every type of feed there are. When I come home, I wanted to come talk to Paul Dunn at Mill City Feeds and come up with a better feed for my performance horses. That resulted in Maximum Prime horse feed. It's got alfalfa, probiotics, beet pulp, everything that performance horse is looking for. So if you need a feed for your performance horse, come see Paul Dunn.
Now I'm going to bring her in the arena on ground here to start with. One important thing is when you're coming into an arena with a gate, always push the gate away from you. Then there's not a chance of that horse's hip hanging on the gate and causing a wreck. So I always want to push this gate away from me, give this horse plenty of room so that he doesn't hang his hip on either gate. I want to bring him around. Now when I bring him around, I want him to stay here with me. I want the head here with me for safety reasons and security reasons for this horse at the same time. Now I'm going to redo my cinch, because I've laid him in here with a loose cinch or a semi-loose cinch, just enough for a little feel. Now I'm going to tighten it up a little bit so it doesn't slide around. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do with this coat is I'm going to bend him around here. Be sure he'll bend to me. I want to be sure I can get his face. I'm going to do it. I want him to step off of me a little bit, give me a little space. I take hold of the back of the saddle for my support and bracing, so that I know where that horse is at all times. And I pull him around here till he stops. When he stops, then I step back around here. And I want to ask that horse to step back. All this time, I'm asking this horse to give something to me. Give me your head and turn around. When I walk around to the other side, give me your feet, move your feet out of the way. Okay, and I'm going to walk him off. She's going to walk off here a little bit. I'm not real big on lunging a horse. I want to play with the rope a little bit. Be sure he's comfortable with it. At all times, I've got my rope hand up a little bit so that I've got this horse's head with me at all times. Then I don't have to worry about getting kicked at this point, okay? Then when I get ready to change directions, I want him to move this front end. Move that front end over. Little steps like this are the big things in life. By asking this horse to step over off of me instead of me having to walk around everywhere, let's just say I want to go to the other side of the saddle over there and adjust something. Instead of me doing a walkabout all over the farm, I'm going to take this horse, ask her to step around here, move that front end over, just like that. And then I'm coming straight to my stand. I want to go to the other side. I'll do the same thing this way. Move that shoulder, hold it there until he gives it. When he gives it to you, then you turn him loose, okay? But all of this, no matter what I'm doing, this horse is never scared of me. I never do anything that makes this horse worried about me being mean or being too rough or going to beat on it or anything. But be patient. The biggest thing with young horses is being patient. When you ask them to do something, give them a chance to process what you're asking and at the same time to respond to what you're asking. They're babies, so a lot of it is they don't understand. So we need to give them a chance to process what you're trying to tell them and what you're trying to show them at the same time. Now I'm going to walk her off here again. Walk right here in the middle a little bit. I'm going to ask her to move around me. I want her to step off of me. Step off. I'm not going to let her go very far before I can fix to stop her. And we're going to go the other way. I'm going to swing this rope straight at that shoulder. Move that shoulder off of me. I worry about moving the shoulder more than I worry about moving the back end. I want that shoulder. That's where all your weight is. That's the hardest part of the horse to move. You'll see horses, their front feet will stop. The back feet will be all over the place. The front end is the hardest thing to move. 90% of all horses' problems are because of their feet. Because they don't want to move them. They don't want to move them the direction you're asking them and stuff like that. So a lot of your horses that you're riding, when you're riding them and you're tossing their head, it's not that their head is the problem. It's the lack of being able to control their feet on up into their body. As soon as you get their feet softened, you get their body softened, their head softens. But without the body and the feet, you're not going to get the head. Okay?
My name is Ethan Scott with Chadburn Feed Service. We have 2 locations to serve you. We sell animal feed from cattle, horse, dogs, and cats. We also have a line of Traeger grills and other outdoor supplies. Whatever your needs are, whether it be on the farm or just out in the backyard, we have got you covered. We've been in business for about 40 years as Purina animal feed salesmen. We offer a free animal consultant, Tanner Memory.
I'm Tanner Memory with Purina and Chadburn Feed. I'm your local nutritional consultant. I'd be happy to come out and help you with any of your horse and cattle needs and help make a recommendation for you.
If you see this horse here, that's what I call a smile. Call it that a horse is smiling at you right there. A lot of people worry about stuff like that. I don't ever worry because you can really look at this horse. She's really not wanting to be mean. It's just her personality. It's her way of greeting you when you come up, and then there's no meanness to it. And I feel confident when I open the stall door to go in there that she's not fixing to endanger me in any way. I don't see anything with her body that makes me think that she's actually planning on hurting me at the time. So we'll watch her attitude as I open the door. See, she's starting to kind of look off like, I didn't really mean you. You know, I wasn't really meaning I was angry at you. See how her personality's changing there? Her ears are getting kind of, now she's kind of questioning what's going on. Her ears are flat straight instead of forward. So she's like, okay, you know, you didn't buy what I was trying to sell you. So let's see if we keep something different. Now she's looking out across the pasture. She's like, well, maybe he's going to be good to me and take me out across the pasture. But I want her to step back. She's a little too close on the door for me. I like a horse to greet me at the door, but I don't want him to feel pushy and looking out. So I ask her to step back and get out of my space, okay? So all of this ears laying back she was doing was just a bunch of bluff. She didn't really mean anything. She's really a sweet little mare. But her body language told me that if I'd never seen this horse before, I would have never hesitated to open the door. So don't be afraid if a horse pins his ears when you go up to the stall. Here's my way of thinking. Everyone has their own place. You have your house. That's your house. You are the king of that place, okay? This horse This is his house. This stall is his house. And it is until I open the door. And when I open the door to come in here, then it's my house. I'm the ruler of this house now. So as soon as she saw me open this door, she said, okay, now you can come in. This is your place. But I don't worry about a horse in a stall that pins his ears and does stuff like that, because most of the time it doesn't mean anything. It's just their way of saying, this is my place. I don't want nobody bothering me. Or I don't want nobody in my space. And so I don't really fault a horse a whole lot. I've seen some very good horses, world winners, that would act the same way when you went to the stall. But once you open the stall door, now if I open the stall door and this horse continued pinning her ears at me, then I would show some confidence in my body language to show this horse that I'm not afraid and I am coming in and taking your space. And she didn't do it, so I was not able to show it to you. But that's what I would do. I would still step in with confidence, like I would act like this horse really was glad to see me. Hey, buddy, you know what I mean? I would just like, so not make it a big ordeal. Then this horse would feel no vibes from me, negative vibes of fear or anything else, because they can understand when you're scared. They can sense those vibes. So when I come in, no matter how bad a stud horse it is and how mean this horse wants to be, when I come in like this is my place. I've taken charge now. And most horses will back off. If you go in and start trying to be easy and questioning, are you okay? That horse says, hey, I feel weakness here. They can hear it in the tone of your voice. They can read body language just like I can read their body language. They can read mine too. So if they see fear or any questions about my authority, then they're going to take charge. I've had horses in here that some people could come in the stall to get them and they'd just about run them out of the stall. I could come in and hold my finger up, they'd go to the back of the stall and stand flat, wait for me to put the halter on them. They weren't about to challenge them because they could sense the authority that I stepped in the stall with. So even if it's a horse that I don't know and I'm not 100% sure what he really means or how strong he's going to be against me, I still step across that board with the authority. Until I'm proven different, I'm number one. So that's the vibes that I give off. So that's the way I treat a horse that's a little bit pinning his ears, but I don't ever worry about a horse pinning his ears. Don't let that deter you. As long as when you open that stall door, them ears come back forward, just like this colt here did. Hi, I'm Jerry King from Jerry King's Training here in Parkton, North Carolina. We got a new show coming up the first part of May called From the Ground Up. We're going to be at the Everything Equine Expo in Lumberton at the Ag Center in August, and we're going to have problem horses. If you have a problem horse, it doesn't matter what the problem is, bring him and I'll work with you on the ground and try to get your problem solved. Hope you'll join us there. This is a little mare, 2-year-old. She's very, very skittish when she came here. She any kind of movement you did around her was like a big grizzly bear was fixing to get her anything if you moved your hands. So we had to do a little different approach with this mare. I'm all about changing my program to what fits each and every horse. Whatever makes this horse click is what I want to do. So if someone else spending a little time rubbing on it, messing with it, if that makes it more comfortable quicker than me, I'm a little taller, so sometimes horses are a little bit, maybe feel a little threat. It takes a little bit longer for me to get through to that spot than it does someone that's shorter. So if that's the case, then I have them to come up and they'll see how she took hold of his face, just kind of, hey, I'm here, it's okay. And she'll rub on it, give this horse a little more security that everything's okay. She'll rub on it. And at the same time, I'm in its presence. I'm here. So it's gradually, because this mare had a little claustrophobia also. If there was multiple people around, it bothered her. So when a horse is like that, then one of us will be here while the other one is working on it. So, because it needs to get over this fear without being injured. So we're doing this, so we're both involved in it. So then we're going to move the horse around to get the other side. I'm going to step her off of me. Then I step this front end, watch that front end right there. That's what I want, one more step. I need her back in to free up a little bit. So I'm gonna bring here, touch her in both places, move those feet. See how she got a little tense there and a little nervous? Okay, so I'm gonna stay here. She's a little more comfortable with her around her than she is with me. So we incorporate both of us at the same time. Mess with her a little bit, feel her out. Then at the same time, I'm fixing to come up. See how she kind of stepped back with me, but when I reached out with my hand, okay, watch this horse as I walk up to it, and when I reach out for it, if she shies away, I'm gonna keep my hand in the same position. I'm not fixing to back off or bring my hand down. So when I walk up, she's a little bit worried, so I just kept my hand out there. Now she's kind of pushing. I don't want her to push on me. I'm not a scratching pole, okay? But I want her to where she's okay with me reaching up and touching her, pushing her over here if I want to out of the way. Same way with the back end. If I want her to push, I'm gonna come right here with this hand into the middle ribs and move that front end over, okay? I'm gonna walk off and I'm gonna come back up here. See how she kind of got a little worried? Well, when she did, I just keep right on doing what I do. Never pull your hand away from a horse that shies from you. It's the worst thing you can do, because what you're telling that horse is, I'm a little bit scared, so I'll back off, okay? So I want that horse to understand that I'm not scared. If I come here, I'm staying here. And don't be worried about it. You didn't push me away, because that's what they feel like. They feel like they pushed you away. So I'll walk off again, I'll walk up. Later on, I'll get more aggressive about walking up. Right now, I'm trying to build that confidence that this horse is not gonna be scared that I'm fixing to eat him. So I'm gonna walk up, she tenses up, got a little better that time. Okay? And I'm gonna push her around, back around the other side. I'll walk up here, take hold of her head, push on these ribs, slap that butt if she don't move it over. There you go. Push that body over. I just want her to move her feet is all I want to do. I don't want her up against the wall. See how she's got her ears up a little bit? She's a little worried, but that's all right. Okay, all right. We'll saddle her up now. But we want to be able to sure that we can touch this horse. If we can't touch this horse, see, she's a little worried about her leg there, and that's okay. I'll keep rubbing it until she quits. See, if I had quit rubbing it whenever she picked her foot up, she would be the winner. She would say, yeah, he's a little worried because every time he touches me, I move my leg so he gets away. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm not even trying to pick her feet up. I just want to rub down this leg. Let her say, it's okay. I want to rub this body. The more you can do this, better off you are. Okay? Now we're gonna saddle her up. Once again, we're going to chunk the blanket on there. If it bothers her, we'll just keep doing it till it doesn't. She tensed up there a little bit. So I'm going to flop the saddle around. Be sure she's comfortable with it. And I'm going to pat her. If I can't pat her, when I'm out here on the ground, when I get on her back and I start to pat her, she's fixing to leave Dodge. So if she wants to leave or be spooky, I want her to do it now. Advantage of being tall, you can reach over. I'm gonna saddle her up. Anything I go to do with a horse, if I get a reaction of fear, then I'm going to keep doing it until there's no fear. I don't want to stop him being scared. I want to keep on doing it until this horse is comfortable with me. She's a little worried, look in her eye. I reached up there, she kind of stuck her head out there a little worried. All right, let's take her in. Okay, this mare here has a little fear of people a little bit, so she's going to be a little more aware, a little more willing to move her feet than the other filly that I was moving. So I want to move her around the same way. See, when she moves a little faster, a little more erratic. I want her to know that's what I want you to do, but don't worry about it. It's not a big ordeal. So I want to hold her here, see how she squats. There you go. Now, as soon as she moves off, then I stop her. I want her to move, but don't react with such fear. See how she just stopped and stepped back? She's very respectful of my space and of me. This is a good quality. Takes a little longer to get a colt like this going and get them broke than the other kind, but when you get through with them, you have a little easier horse to ride, a little easier to handle, a little more responsive to everything you want. I have no problem with a horse acting like this because I know how to handle one like this. So I'm not going to get after her about it. I just want to build that daily confidence. Every day, repetition, over and over, the same thing every day. If you stay the same course, this horse will build confidence in you. So those things I don't worry about. So I'll move her around. When she moves, then I stop. Say, that's good. Then I want to lead her off. So when I lead her off, then that means she's coming up to me, following me. It's okay. It's okay. So I want to do the same thing again. Move her around, but I want to stop her. And then I want her to come with me. I'm going to back up so that she knows it's okay to step towards me and follow me. See, she's a little worried right there, so I don't worry about that. I just keep on until she relaxes. I hope you see today how important reading a horse's body language is and how important it is for them to read yours. The confidence that you have in what you're doing is the biggest thing with horses, and letting that horse understand that you're not trouble. You want to be their friend, but you're the master. That's the key thing. Hope you enjoyed our show today.